this week's episode of The Enthusiast, November has officially started. Did a new Kickstarter start this month? Does it involve a 3D map of the Phantom? And heaps of more awesome around on this week's episode of The Enthusiast.
1, 2, 3, 4!
New Publications is going to be releasing the 33rd numbered issue from the ever-continuing series called the Collector's Replica series. And coming up on this week's show, in the creator news this week, Paul Mason teases a new picture from the Phantom in Nam short story he's been working on. Pencil to Pencil this week is going to be entering the Phantom universe with writer Tony DePaul and Sunday artist Jeff Weigel. Merchandising news this week. Pre-orders for the latest Boss Fight Studios' new Phantom and Steed pack are going out to fans. A new Phantom Kickstarter campaign is starting this week, and a vintage, you've got to be wondering about this, a vintage Brazilian Phantom comic greatness is going to be auctioned off at Heritage Auctions, which is going to be amazing. And in the publisher news this week, Hermes Press is to release the Phantom, the complete dailies number 27, and Moonstone's new website is now live for fans to have a look at, and the new news segment is back. It's different this week. The saga of the 21st Phantom, the
Ghost of the Times.
This week, Paul Mason teased to fans a pitch of a new short story he has been working on for few publications. And also this week, Pencil to Pencil, which is going to be hosting, which I think is probably on right now as I'm recording this. Pencil to Pencil, that is a live show on YouTube hosted by Mike Manley, Jamar, Nicholas and Steve Connolly, is going to be interviewing the Phantom writer Tony DePaul and Sunday artist Jeff Weigel. This will be a very interesting interview because, especially since the new current Phantom story that's running the script currently running of the Phantom is either going to determine whether the Phantom will stay and stays here for the next adventure, or will he ride out into the sunshine on his last adventure on his trusting steed, Hero. Next up in the merchandise news this week, Boss Fight Studios have finally finished up with the pre-orders for one of their newest Phantom figurines, and this one includes Hero. Yes, that's right, the Phantom and Steed pack is now available for fans to purchase, and it also will be available to order from your local comic book shop if you have one. And I'm wondering, will few publications be stocking this on their new website? Will they be stocking this on their website for fans in the future? We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Because this new figurine that's coming out by Boss Fight Studios, I reckon it's going to be very, very popular. Plus the Power Stars range of figurines they're putting out, it's going to be very popular, I think, because the Power Stars, obviously, if you're coming in late and you don't know what the Power Stars is about, check out the production photos from last week on the episode of The Enthusiast, episode 7, and they look absolutely gorgeous. They do. They actually absolutely gorgeous. New Phantom merchandise company has started a brand new Kickstarter to make free, yes, I'm about to say this, it's going to blow your mind, three-dimensional version of the Phantom's home country. Yes, that is right. There's a Kickstarter starting with the Phantom's country on a map, and it's going to be 3D dimensional statues and knows what is going to be on there. It's going to be amazing. This idea has never been done before, and if you would like to support the Kickstarter campaign, I will be putting a link and any contact information down in the video description for your convenience. In other Phantom news, an old Brazilian Phantom book from 1937 called Correo. I can't say this. Called Rio. Universal issue number 216A is currently being auctioned off over at Heritage Auctions, and right now it has 7 days for a collector to try and buy it. And when I was doing this script writing, it was going for $3. So pretty damn cheap if you're a Phantom collector and you like your Brazilian Phantom books and you want some vintage Phantom in your collection. That is a book that might interest you, and it's now being auctioned off over at Heritage Auctions. This week in the publisher news for the Phantom, Hermes Press will be publishing the 27th volume of the Phantom from their popular series, The Phantom, the Complete Dailies book series. It will be coming out soon for fans to buy, and it gets even better when you use Enthusiast 2022 to receive a 14% discount on all your purchases at the end of your shopping experience. They are also going to be doing a spotlight on some of the artists who have either drawn the Phantom on the script or have been a fan favorite because they drew the character, and that spotlight will be happening next month in December. It's going to be amazing. And if you wanted to have any involvement with that spotlight on some of the artists that have worked on the Phantom, you can message them, you can contact them, contact Hermes Press via their Facebook page and comment some of the artists that have drawn the Phantom and that have made an impact on you throughout your Phantom story collection, throughout you reading the Phantom and knowing this is an artist that could potentially be life-changing and had a life-changing experience with. Lastly, in this week's publisher news, Moonstone have finally, finally made the new website available for fans of the Phantom and for customers who visit the site at https://moonstonebooks.com, which is going to be amazing.
And now we have our newest news segment, and it's going to be different this week. The saga of the 21st Phantom, the Ghost of the Times.
Last week we saw the Phantom make a visit or call in to see, as we now know as the Veterinarian. Is he getting devil checked out in the early hours of the morning? Maybe it's Devil's decade-long vet checkup. I just hate to do that. I hate to do that. And then this week we saw the Phantom is warning the vet, if you see me tomorrow night with a gunshot wound, I may need some help. And with this saga being drawn out like a two-legged goanna, you'll be surprised if this story lasts until the end of the year. My own opinion on this saga, as I just said, that there's 2 chapters left on this current story/saga, and only just under 2 months until the end of the year. I think that when and if the end of this saga, we see the end of the Phantom, or King Features stops paying Tony DePaul to create Phantom stories and Mike Manley to draw those, keeps drawing those stories to continue the Phantom. If the Phantom goes away before or into the new year, I will not be surprised. Like, I am saying this because we have 2 chapters left on this current storyline, and it's under 2 months until the end of the year. And if KFS decides to cancel the Phantom, well, it's their decision because they literally own the character. It's basically, if you created a character before 1970s, like decades before 1970s, you literally did not own the character. The person that distributed it for you owns the character. So they basically own the rights to the Phantom. And if KFS wants to go probably try and pitch the Phantom to a production company, good luck to them. And try and make some sort of money off the character, especially since there's a high demand for superhero shows and movies. I will not be surprised if we hear or see any developments about the Phantom being put off into shows and into movies, I will not be surprised. And so I do personally think that the Phantom could potentially be gone coming up to the end of the year. And I know that's a bold claim to make, especially with 2 months left until the end of the year. And for him not to try and get shot in Rhodia is pretty much a chance it may or may not happen. And the odds of a person getting shot in a very dangerous situation is pretty short, and it could happen. That's what I think. Do you think the Phantom is going to get cancelled, or will he keep trudging on in the comic strip industry? I know it's a brave point to make that the Phantom may get cancelled in the next 2 months. Well, if he doesn't, well, then we've got nothing to worry about. But if he does, well, we don't have anything to worry about it, because if he does get cancelled, we can't really change something, because it's probably already getting into motion. I don't even have any inside information, but that's just what I'm thinking. With my rant over on that situation, you can now follow us on our socials on Instagram at Phantom Cave Reviews and on Facebook at Phantom Cave. If you would like to subscribe to the Phantom Cave Reviews channel, you can if you want to. If you didn't pre-order the new Phantom and Stayed pack, will you be getting it for your collection? And as always, keep Phantom Caving, and I'll be back next week with another episode of the Enthusiast.